Hello, my name is Dhananjay Kumar. In this video, we'll see how to work with orientation changes in Windows Phone 7. There are two types of orientation, portrait and landscape. When you create a phone app, by default, supported orientation is portrait. I have created a phone app here, and in the title panel I changed the text to orientation changes and orientation, which is reflected here. Now let us go ahead and add a text block to see how orientation changes works, and give some portrait here, give height some like 200, give width to auto, and let us go ahead and set font size as well. Font size equal to 90 or something, equal to 72. Here you see this text block is visible to you. Now if you scroll up and see in phone application page properties, you have supported orientations and orientation here. Default orientation is portrait and default supported orientations is portrait as well. Now go and run this. On running, you can see emulator is running in portrait orientation. If you want to change the orientation, go ahead and click here, and this has been changed to a landscape orientation. You can see here that orientation of page has not been changed to landscape even if we have changed the orientation for the emulator. And this is because if you come here and see that supported orientation is only portrait for this particular page. So if you want to change the default orientation, you can change it here, portrait, or you can change it to landscape. And in the same way, you can change supported orientations to portrait or landscape. So here when you change the default orientation on design section, you can notice that emulator position has been changed. Now if you run application, you'll find that your app is running in landscape orientation by default, and it is supporting portrait and landscape both, because we have given here supported orientation portrait or landscape both, and default orientation is landscape. Sometime you may need to handle orientation changes in the code. You may need to handle orientation changes in code to rearrange the control depending on the orientation. For that, you got a event handler orientation changed. You can go here, and orientation change event handler allows you to handle the changes of the orientation in the code. So I'm handling orientation changed event handler here and selecting new event handler, and in code behind I can see that our event handler got created for me here. You can check in code that which orientation your app is running on. For that, let us go ahead. You can check it like this: if do e dot orientation and page orientation dot portrait is equal to page orientation dot portrait. If this condition is true, then you can say that this is your app is running in portrait mode. So I'm just displaying in a message box dot show, hey, I am in portrait. here I'm in portrait, and if it is not in portrait, so then it is in landscape mode, and here you can see message box dot show. Here I am in landscape. And now if you go ahead and run this, you see here your app is running in portrait mode by default, and if you change the orientation here, you get a message that hey, I am in landscape mode. And again, if you go and change the orientation, again you get that message, hey, I'm in landscape. And if you change again, here you are in portrait, and here you get a message, hey, I'm in portrait. So what happens, this code, this particular event handler gets executed each time you are changing the orientation of your app. And you can check that in which orientation you are by putting this condition. And you can handle your business requirement or positioning of your controls on basis of orientation your app is running. So this was all about orientation in Windows Phone 7. I hope this video was useful to you. Looking forward to see you again. Thank you so much.